All right, this is the pathway of light video fast version, so we're gonna jump right into it. First location light would travel through is the cornea. This is the cornea right here. But the second location is called the anterior chamber. I'm gonna take this off the top, and now you can see if I put the probe down in here, that's the anterior chamber. It's in front of the iris, and the third location that light would travel is through the pupil, or the hole in the middle of the iris. Now behind there, now I've got the probe behind the pupil, that is called the posterior chamber. It's anterior to the lens. The lens is anterior to the posterior cavity. The posterior cavity, if I take this out, is anterior to the retina. This is where all the photoreceptors are. Then, those receptors would activate the optic nerve as it travels back towards the brain, but first crosses at the optic chiasm, then to the optic tract, and then it really depends on which type of light you have. Let me go over to this brain, and if it's colorful light, there's a nuclei within the thalamus called the lateral geniculate nucleus that relays colorful light, but then there's a dot right here called the superior colliculus that relays black and white light. Regardless of the relay center, it will relay it back to the occipital lobe, which you can also see on this model. Here's a summary of what was just mentioned. Light would first travel in through the cornea, then the anterior chamber, then through the pupil, then through the posterior chamber, then through the lens, posterior cavity, the retina, optic nerve, over to the optic chiasm, optic tract, lateral geniculate nucleus for colorful light, superior colliculus relay center for black and white light, and then the occipital lobe.